On the news at 7, Minister of Information and National Orientation reassures Nigerians that the era of propaganda is over. FCT Minister leads enforcement team to scavengers colony in Mabushi, orders immediate demolition of contravenant structures. And NASFA 2023 Women Conference ends. Educate members with useful information on polygamy.
Hello, a very good evening. Thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. Here is the news. I am Abdullah Hajia. First, we begin from the Minister of Information. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says one of his primary mandates is to ensure that public media organizations, particularly the Nigerian Television Authority, sustain its radical reforms as the leading public broadcaster in Nigeria. The minister was a guest on NTA's current affairs program, One on One, as highlights of the minister's visit to the agency and parastatals under his ministry. Nigerian Television Authority headquarters in the nation's capital, Abuja, is the first to play host to the minister. NTA's Director General Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos led top management staff of the organization as they took the minister and his team on a facility tour. The team visited the DOMSAT, major studios, control rooms across NTA Network, NTA International, NTA News 24, and the multi-channels. The minister reassured Nigerians that the era of propaganda and misinformation as well as disinformation is gone, as he pledged to meet the information needs of Nigerians towards national prosperity. Away from that, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has led another enforcement team to the scavengers colony in Mabushi, directing the immediate removal of all contravenant structures along the proposed transitway corridor along Mabushi and Katampe districts of Abuja. Onozi Yakubu brings us details.
Visibly disturbed by the ugly development, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike gave directive for the immediate removal of the scavengers colony.
This is an eyesore, so make sure you clear this immediately. It's most unfortunate what was seen. Very, very unfortunate. I don't think we are like that. So it's not a question of giving them notice. There is no notice. You must chase them out now.
And in compliance with this marching order, the combined enforcement team commenced removal of the colony, mostly affected as scavengers, mechanic and furniture workshops, while cashew plantations were pulled down.
This location is like a kind of scavengers colony, situated within the proposed transitway corridor between Mabushi and Katampe district. So looking at the situation now, due to the security challenges all over the country, this present use of this area is not conducive.
On whether the owner of the cashew plantation will be given compensation, the director of the Development Control Department explains that the first priority is to secure the place serving as criminal hideout and posing threats to people's lives. To this end, he adds that the Federal Capital Development Authority has been directed to do the needful in securing the cleared road corridor. Onozi Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has approved the appointments of Benedict Daudu, a barrister at law, as his senior special assistant on legal and multilateral cooperation. In a statement signed by the Director of Press, Anthony Ogunleye, the appointment is in recognition of his outstanding legal expertise, extensive academic background, and profound understanding of key policy issues. The statement adds that Daudu's understanding of the political and socio-cultural dynamics in the West African nations, particularly Nigeria, adds a unique dimension to his role as he has worked in various prestigious law firms within and outside the country, inclusive of J.B. Daudu and Co., Adams Law Office, LLC, and Ade Akeya and Co. His appointment is with immediate effects. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has flagged off distribution of grains to the vulnerable groups in the territory in a bid to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal. FCT Minister of State Dr. Maria Mahmoud presided over the exercise in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu tells us more. Well, that report will be coming to you in our subsequent bulletin. Well, moving on now, the 2023 third NASFAD Biannual Women Conference has ended with over 150 women from across the Federation in attendance, where they deliberated on gender issues. The theme of the conference is Muslim Women, Political and Domestic Responsibilities in a Changing World. Hawa Gimba reports.
2023 Nasrullah Ifati Society of Nigeria Abuja Branch Women Conference is aimed at providing women and members of the association the needful information on polygamy as stated in the Holy Quran, as well as to equip them with leadership skills that will enable them to be effective dawah workers and peace ambassadors in the society.
Then it is imperative that Muslim women also read and understand and seek for knowledge in order to be able to live justly.
The program featured paper presentations, one of which is on polygamy as is being practiced and enshrined in the Sharia. In a keynote address, National Women Affairs Secretary Suebat Bola Kukwalati said the 2023 theme is apt. Members of the Nasrullah Ifati Society of Nigeria Abuja branch gave talks on Muslim women, political and domestic responsibilities in the changing world.
It is important that women should participate in politics because we are enjoying in the Quran to forbid evil and enjoying what is right.
Those that are actually taking part in political, they have issues affecting their domestic responsibility, and it is important for us to put them through, to let them be awake that it is important that Allah has forbidden what is evil and He has enjoyed us what is good.
And Muslims are not disallowed from taking certain political appointments.
Other highlights were presentation of awards to women who have distinguished themselves in the society. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Talking a bit on health, Nigerians have been charged to show empathy towards anyone suffering from mental illness or drug addiction. The appeal came to the fore at the commemoration of this year's World Mental Health Day. Correspondent Serafina Rokon-Omekwe says medical experts have also used the medium to appeal to the federal government to implement policies of inclusion under the universal health coverage of the NHIS for affordable access to drugs needed for such patients.
Mental health is one illness many pray against, and some even target as spiritual attack and resort to prayers. But in reality, it is an emotional imbalance of the brain. Studies have shown that these victims are usually locked up in their closet or abandoned by their families for fear of shame and stigmatization, which no doubt never ends on a positive note.
As I sat here this office, I've seen two parents today, and these people are well-placed people. Very influential people. And they've told me, he said, why they have allowed this to linger is because of stigma.
These mental health experts, David and Hope, say parents and teachers should be educated as it is key. Oftentimes, people take for granted red flags when it presents itself, such as self-isolation, depression, addiction, peer pressure, bullying. Hence, parents must watch out for withdrawal symptoms, anger, and sadness.
You must watch out from the way they eat or the way they talk. We must pay attention to all these details.
Mental health is health. It should be under health insurance. And the funny thing is that it is the head that controls the other parts of the body. And that is the head we are leaving out of our insurance system.
Mental health, they say, remains an integral and essential component of the right of health. Little wonder the theme for this year's day is mental health is a universal human right.
So we have a lot of people languishing when you go to different psychiatric homes today because they cannot afford the costs. Even many families, they abandon their ward there.
You have never taken drug before, and somebody somewhere is telling you take it is good. Do not try it. It is a journey you cannot predict where your bus stop is.
According to experts, depression is one of the leading causes of disability, while suicide is the fourth leading cause of death amongst people from ages 15 to 30. Now, those with severe mental health are said to die prematurely. Now, the World Health Organization says 1 in every 4 persons have mental illness. Well, could this be the reason people brag about their level of insanity with pride? I leave you to be the judge. Serafina Okon Omekwe, NT News.
Ohikwako, Ohikwaze. The World Ohikwebira Day Convention is here. This is to officially inform and invite all sons and daughters of Igbira Nation, comprising Igbira Pete, Igbira Miaka, and Igbiretono, at home and in diaspora, to her 2023 Ohiku Day Convention in Abuja, under the distinguished chairmanship of retired General Chris Ali GCON. Date, Saturday, 14th October 2023. Venue, Old Parade Ground, Area 10, Abuja. Time, 9 a.m. The convention will feature special cultural displays, traditional troops, as well as masquerades from Igbiretono, Miaka, and Okpete. EGBIRA, Igbira. One people, same language, one nation. Be all there. Dr. Musa Adohinoi Amadu, OON, President, Ohikwebira Descendant Union, Announcer.
LTE, advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Selfie! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K. Go. And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
It's time now to take Sports Brief.
The federal government has applauded the Nigeria's men's deaf football team, also known as Deaf Eagles, for representing the country at the just concluded 4th edition of the World Deaf Football Championships held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, describing their participation as a clear demonstration of patriotism. Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owen Eno, gave the commendation on Monday in his office at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, when he received the athletes shortly after their return into the country from the tournament, which held from September 23 to October 7, 2023. Elsewhere, Kickboxing Federation of Nigerians says the just concluded National Open trials was successful, adding that the objectives of the 2-day event were achieved. About 50 boxers took part in the trials that was organized to get the best athletes that will represent Nigeria at the upcoming Kickboxing World Championship that is built to take place in Albufeira, Portugal. With Sport Brief, Francis Kabile, NTA News.
Sports Brief concludes the English segments of the news. Up next is translation. Good evening. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.
Aza ni ba jilo ba yeyi ba che ba we momo pye kwen yuzo okonya kwa we nwonana iwo abeda natuko isha ndaje zuma woniye wago bagnayi Minister nun abeda sapa Mohammed Idris wagage wotin pakale okonege woyelo waje deshan nsapa abeda nun sapa abeda goganya tuntun ajejeruko atuntun jimbaya antigana abane jin gambie nun abeda sapa Minister we dade nun ajejeruko atuntun jimba atnagmai sa nwobe jin jibe iche nun abayamba ajejeruko atuntun jimba atnagmai nanu akinsinna bane jin aba akinsin nun waya tuntun jin we dabeda ebe nwoye wajin she abe gawo shinpeye nkwen gambie ajejeruko atuntun jimba yetinya nun ayiwo Salihu Abdul Hamid Dambos yela bi sheba we wo anya nun ajin tuntun leche nun abaye mbayin gbajiza mbedai wachige ya yemuji mbayinu Minister akin zindanya Yelson Wuke wela we woni ji apie no gbedogun nu ache filo bai ba aba yahin bai le mabushi bai ba abaya no ba mejila balo nzoko gbe nchedo nu abaje mba mala balo mba to dinalo nzoko nu katampe nanu akin zindaye nkwen Oneze Yakubu wona le sheba webe na beda wa nge minister woto se nibon we la ogbega nge aba abaya no aza filo mbani jin ba tun aya nsinda kulu bai wa abu fibai we ngange aba mi akashu ya ama abagba kashu da wajwe obe pekere na ye na bai banige aye aba abani ya no azanu ko ye gwalo bai bufi bai jin abo anuko yi nabai ache azabwa antukotu nu omejiwebo nu aboko nanu ampe avunyan Oneze Yakubu wagaga akinzin na bedo nko atuntin jimbai balaya bai na asabai yaji na bai nko bache mikunsa ya nanu akinzin da ye nkwen Minister bibi akinzin da na yo Dr. Marian Mahmoud woni be gin gigi pasana be gin agna yaji yin anyaji na gan ba bedolo ashewi nchedo bedo nu ayawi pepe yefe nje be jisasi abe babwa wole lainu saizu
Masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka a takaice ga fassarar wasu daga cikin labaran mu ne mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Ministan sadarwa da raya al'adu na ƙasa Muhammad Idris ya ce ɗaya daga cikin manyan ayyukan da ke gabansa shine ya tabbatar da saita kafofin sadarwa na ƙasa domin suke gudanar da aikinsu mai nagarta yadda yake musamman gidan talabijin na ƙasa wato NTA wanda shine akan gaba a ƙasar nan wajen aikin sadarwa ga al'ummar ƙasa. Ministan ya bayyana haka ne a yayin da ya halarci wani shiri na tattaunawa a matsayin aikin ziyarar da yake kaiwa ma'aikatu da hukumomin gwamnatin tarayya inda ya yi bayanai masu matuƙar muhimmanci. A ci gaba da ayyukan tabbatar da tsaftar birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja domin bunƙasa birnin kamar takwarorinsa na duniya. Wakilin mu Shaibu Onezo Yakubu ya rawaito mana cewa ministan birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja Yusuf Wike ya jagoranci tawagar jami'an hukumar raya birnin tarayya sun gudanar da ayyukan rusau ga wasu gine-ginen bacoci da aka yi su ba bisa ƙa'ida ba a sansanin baban bola da ke mabushi da katamfe ba tare da ɓata lokaci ba, inda ya buƙaci cewa a yi share wannan gine-gine domin samun muhalli mai kyau a birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja. A ƙoƙarin da take na ragewa al'umma mazauna birnin Abuja raɗaɗin da 'yan ƙasa ke fuskanta tun bayan cire tallafin man fetur. Wakilinmu Sha'ibu Onezo Yakubu ya sake labarta mana cewa hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja ta ƙaddamar da raba kayan abinci ga ƙungiyoyin bayan Allah masu ƙaramin ƙarfi a nan birnin Abuja. Ƙaramar ministar Abuja Dr. Mariya Mahmud ta ce ta jagoranci rabon domin tabbatar da cewa an yi shi bisa tsari da tsafta kuma ya kai ga inda ake buƙata ba tare da samun wasu matsaloli wajen kyautatuwar rayuwar al'umma da ci gaban ƙasa. Abin da ya sauka kenan a labaranmu ne sai kuma gobe idan rai ya kai. Allah ya tashe mu lafiya.
Ekele m gị Igbo wee m ọkụ otu a ka anyị si anabata gị n'akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Ọka akụkọ bụkwa m Rachel Ifi Ono. Tọọ ntị n'ala nara anyị akụkọ anyị ji bịa n'uhuruchi a. Minista na-ahụ maka mgbasa ozi Mohammed Idris ekwuola na otu ihe kachasị mkpa n'ihe banyere mgbasa ozi bụ ime ka ọha na eze na-ahụ mgbanwe ọkachasị n'ụlọ mgbasa ozi NTA bụ ọkaibe n'ala anyị niile. O kwere nghọta na ya bụ minista kwuru nke a n'isi ụlọọrụ NTA bụ ebe mbụ ọ gbara ụkwụ kamgbe ọ wetara ọkwa minista. Onyeisi ụlọ mgbasa ozi NTA Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos na ndị isi ndị ọzọ dugharịkwara ya bụ minista na ndị otu ya gaa na ngalaba dị iche iche dịka NTA International na NTA Network dere gawazie. Minista n'isi ala anyị Nyesom Wike akpọrọla ndị ọrụ mmanye gaa n'ogige ebe e wuru ụlọ n'ụzọ na-ezighị ezi n'ime obodo Mabushi ma nye ha ikike ka ha kwatuo ụlọ maọbụ ihe owuwu niile nọchiri okporo ụzọ Mabushi na Katampe. Odoze Yakubu mere ka anyị mata na ndị ọrụ mmanye kwaturu ihe owuwu niile e nyere ha ikike ka ha kwatuo. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ihe ndị ha kwaturu gụnyere ụlọ ebe a na-arụzi ụgbọala, ebe a na-arụ oche ma kwatuo ukwu osisi dị iche iche. Gọọmenti isi ala anyị amalitere inye ndị enweghị ka ọ hara ha ihe iti aka n'obi bụ nke ha na-eme iji belata ihe isi ike ọnọdụ mmanụ eji akwa ụgbọala butere n'ala anyị niile. Odoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na minista bụ aka na-achị isi ala anyị Dọkịta Maria Mahmud bụ onye lekọtara ihe niile mgbe a na-enye ya bụ ihe iti aka n'obi. Igbo bụ Igbo ọbụla ka ọ ha anyị n'ọnụ bụ akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Chebiri anyị n'ihu oge anyị chirile.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún l'Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Mínísítà fún ètò àlàyé àti irúfẹ́ rẹ̀ Mohammed Idris ti sọ wípé èròǹgbà òun ni láti rí dájú pé iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán NTA di ohun ọ̀tun bó ti wù kó rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣáájú nínú ètò ìròyìn lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà láìsí àní-àní. Lórí ètò kan nílé iṣẹ́ náà ni mínísítà ti fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí lélẹ̀ nígbà tó ṣe àbẹ̀wò sí olú iléeṣẹ́ NTA tó wà nílùú Àbújá ní èyí tó mú kí NTA ó jẹ́ alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ tí yóò gbàlejò mínísítà náà. ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ NTA Saliu Abdulhamid Bembos àti àwọn lọ́gàálọ́gàá ló mú mínísítà ṣe ìrìnkèrindò àwọn ohun èlò tó wà níléeṣẹ́ náà. Mínísítà ìlú Abuja Nyesom Wike ti ṣáájú àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ alábẹ́sẹ́kẹ́lé láti ṣe ìgbélàfẹ́wé àwọn jàǹdùkú ènìyàn tí wọ́n figbó Mábùṣí ṣe ilé ní èyí tí wọ́n dí ọ̀nà Abuja láti Mábùṣí sí ìletò Kàtàǹpé. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Ọ̀nàzè Yakub ṣàlàyé pé lójú ọkọ́ ni àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ àbíwólulẹ̀ àwọn ibùgbé kéréje tó wà lójú ọ̀nà náà pẹ̀lú àwọn igi kaṣú tó wà níbẹ̀, ní èyí tí kò yọ àwọn ìsọ̀ kápẹ́ńtà àti àwọn tó ń tún mọ́tò ṣe kúrò lórí bóyá wọn yóò ṣètò gbà-má-bínú fún àwọn tó ní oko kaṣú yìí. Orí bóyá ni èyí wà. Àkọ́kọ́ gbalẹ̀ yí padà ní iléeṣẹ́ FCDA ní ó jẹ àwọn lógún. Iléeṣẹ́ tó ń ṣàkóso ìlú Abuja FCTA ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ayẹyẹ pínpín àwọn oúnjẹ kòṣeémánìí fún àwọn lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ nílùú Abuja láti lè fi dẹ́kun ẹ̀lẹ́wó epo rọ̀bì tó gbòde. Igbákejì mínísítà ìlú Abuja ọ̀mọ̀wé Maria Mohammed ló ṣáájú ayẹyẹ yìí nílùú Abuja gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ọ̀nàzè Yakub aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa ṣe jábọ̀, tó sì fi kún un wípé àwọn tó jàǹfààní àwọn oúnjẹ wọ̀nyí kò ṣàìgbóríyìn fún ìjọba àpapọ̀. Torí àwọn kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Ìmúlòní kọ́ńbó àgbọ̀nsẹ̀ lórí họ́wùhọ́wù èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ àṣekúdára ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láòjó kásùn láyọ̀.